guys, what's up? It's Asia and I'm just here today because I'm doing the Q&A about Jessup, and a lot of you guys asked questions on Instagram and Snapchat, and first of all, thank you guys for reaching out and asking those questions so that you can get answers, and I'm here to answer them the best that I can. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm a student at William Jessup University, Jessup, and I'm an incoming senior. This is going to be my last year before I graduate, and so most of my channel stuff here is music, as I'm a music composition major, but I also like to do vlogs and answer questions about Jessup, let you guys know about Jessup. It's being weird right now. So yeah, let's get started. So Jessup actually is very diverse. We have a lot of international students. We have people of different ethnicities and cultures. We celebrate different cultures with the clubs that we have on campus and different events that we have and experiences throughout the school year. And so I would say it's pretty diverse. I don't know the exact numbers. I think if you could ask the admissions office, maybe they might have some numbers, or student life, but I don't actually know the answer. But from my personal experience, it's very diverse. So TUG meaning traditional undergraduate. So the new tuition update, for those of you who haven't heard, is that so when you come in your freshman year or when you transfer in, you get a set tuition, like your set price for that year. So what we've done in the past is that we've had that set tuition. It's different every year, and so what they're doing now is that when you come in, whatever tuition you have for that 1 year, or that year that you come in or transfer in, or your first time freshman, whatever price that you have that year is going to be the same every single year. So it's not going to increase or decrease. It's just going to stay the same the whole time. So that's what the new tuition update is. If you guys have any questions, you can ask the admissions office or ask your admissions counselors about it for more details, but that's all I know right now. So for those of you who don't know, a little background about me: I was born and raised in a Christian home, and both my parents are Christian, grew up in the church, went to youth group all the time, did worship for my high school youth group. That bird is freaking me out. Was a college youth group. I've been immersed in the Christian community for a long time, and I think it's different when you go to college and you decide to live your life in a different way away from home, or if you're at home, like in the same city that you grew up in. Just you're growing up and you're becoming an adult and you're learning how to make your faith your own. And I think that's the biggest part of what's impacted me at Jessup, is that I've had to learn how to make my faith my own, instead of just making it, oh, my parents are a Christian and so I'm a Christian. No, like, my personal relationship with God is different than my parents' personal relationship with God, different than my brother's personal relationship with God. And so building my faith, I just made sure that I surrounded myself with people who built me up and who never put me down, people who could speak the truth to me, who weren't afraid to speak the truth to me, and people that I knew would want to help me grow in my faith, instead of influencing me to do things that were not of God. And so by God's grace, I've been blessed with multiple people who have blessed my life and made such an impact on me, and I hope to make that same impact on other people too, and incoming freshmen, incoming students, to as many people as I can here at Jessup. I want to make sure that whatever I do in life when I'm here at Jessup is that it has a positive impact on people around me. And so building my faith, I went to a lot of chapels, did a lot of Bible study groups. We do have Christian InterVarsity, or InterVarsity, actually, it's just, you know what I mean. But we do have an InterVarsity club here on campus, and so I've gone to that a couple of times. It's been really nice to just be able to experienced worship in different ways, especially like in music or with chapels, with all the different events that they have. And I think part of what helped me build my faith here at Jessup is my desire to grow in my relationship with God. And I think you can't expect just going to a chapel to build your faith. You have to want to build that faith, and you have to desire to have your own personal time with God and grow in that faith, because then when you focus on your personal relationship with God, then everything around you can be used to, God can use that to encourage you, to mold you and shape you into the person that He wants you to be. And so that was kind of long, but that's kind of how I build it. So yes, sorry, I had to think for a second. The campus is welcoming. I have the privilege of being part of a team here at Jessup. It used to be called JOT, now we call it JO, Jessup Orientation and Engagement. And basically what we do is we help plan what we call experiences for incoming students, transfers, and for basically the whole campus. And so what that looks like is orientation weekend. Whenever you guys move in, we're the people who are helping you move your stuff in. We're helping plan all the experiences and ways that you guys get to grow as a community and get to know other people. And so, yes, the campus is really welcoming. I would hope so. I felt super welcome when I first came here, and I would hope that I would be welcoming to other people that are incoming students. So, yeah. But yes, to that question, yes, it is welcoming. So like I was saying, we do have a ton of events and experiences here where we get to grow as a community. So we usually try to have an event or experience every month. We do have some things like we have Mr. Warrior, we have Nation Ball, a gigantic dodgeball tournament. If you have any questions about that, comment down below. We also have our school dance in the spring, which unfortunately was canceled this year because of COVID. But we have a ton of stuff on campus. That's only a few of the many stuff that we have here. Off campus, we do have, so the school is located on Sunset, and so if you just go down Sunset, there is a ton of stuff there. Some people on the tours that I've given have asked if any grocery stores or essential things are available close by, and so if you go down Sunset, there's a ton of grocery stores and things to do. We have bowling, we have the movie theater, we have a ton of restaurants. If you just keep going down Sunset and just close by, there's a ton of restaurants around here close by. Said that so many times, whatever. But anyways, the point is that there's so many things to do off campus. And the way that we're located, we actually have Tahoe, just like an hour and a half, 2 hours away. We have San Francisco a couple hours away too. So we have we're kind of in the middle of a lot of different places that you can go to. So that's the cool thing about being located here in Rockland. What were online classes like as a full-time student? So for those of you who don't know, all schools do it differently, but for Jessup last semester when the quarantine started, we were told we had to go to online classes using the Zoom platform. And so we did that for the rest of the semester, I think after spring break to the end of the semester. And so all my classes were online. Everybody's experience is different, but I think for me it was weird because I'm a music student. Sorry, that was loud. I'm a music student, and so what that means is I'm not really evaluated by tests or essays. I'm more so evaluated by performance and participation. And so I had a music class last semester where we had to play instruments, and so we figured it out, but it was really difficult on Zoom. And so I think I thought it was okay. There were some classes that it was fine being online using a Zoom platform, but for classes that require participation and performance as a determination of what your grade is, then it was kind of difficult. So I'm ready for school to just kind of try to be back to normal, but more so I can see people in person for those classes. Our president of the university just announced that the campus is reopening and that we're trying to go back to normal. We are trying to do a hybrid of sorts where teachers can decide whether or not they want to do in-person classes or use Zoom as a platform again for their class. I've also heard that we will probably be doing 50% capacity, which means let's say you have a Monday, Wednesday class or Tuesday, Thursday class, or let's use Monday, Wednesday as an example. So if you have a Monday, Wednesday class, 50% of the class will be in person on Monday and Zoom the class on Wednesday, and then the other 50% of the class are going to Zoom on Monday and be in person on Wednesday. And so so that's what it entails. We don't know for sure, so please don't take my word on it for this. I've just heard this from admissions and from people around who work closely with the staff. And so if you do have any questions, please email the admissions office or ask your admissions counselors, which I'll put the admissions email down below just in case you guys don't have it. So if you guys do have any questions after this, feel free to comment it down below. I can ask them, or you can ask the admissions office yourself. But yeah, so that's all I know for this next semester. It should be trying to go back to normal, but we'll see. It's kind of going with the flow right now. Yes, we do. So we have our University Choir and Orchestra, also called UCO, and so that is, that group, the UCO, is consisted of about 100 plus students, and so that is a guys and girls choir. We do also have our Jessup concert choir, which is an all women's choir, also called JCC, and so we do have those different groups that are all part of the Jessup music program. And so also the cool thing about it is that anyone can audition to be in UCO or JCC, and so it doesn't matter if you're a music major or not. Well, actually, I think in the whole choir, just thinking right now, there's only like 3-4 people, including myself, that are music majors. Maybe like 5, but less than 10 definitely. And everybody else just loves to sing, and it's great. I love it. I'm in UCO right now. This is going to be my second year being in it, being a part of the group, and I'm super excited because I love that the Jessup music program can be a community, like a second family to me. Yes. So, for those of you who don't know what Crossroads is or have not seen my blog, which you guys should go check that out if you haven't already. I have the privilege of leading this group for the second year in a row, and yes, I mean, there's no other explanation for that question. But yeah, I am the Crossroads leader this year, so I'm super excited and I can't wait. I love my team already. I know every single one of them. Haven't worked with some of them as closely as I wish I could, but this is the year to do that, so I'm super excited. So I never actually explained what Crossroads is because I totally blanked. Also, that's super loud. But Crossroads is essentially a group of 7 to 8 people that create their own arrangements and go to different churches and lead worship. And it's kind of a leadership team. It's an audition group. And so we are able to just do music and go travel together, which is my biggest dream. think what makes Jessup so unique is that here as a student, you're not just a number, but you have a name, you are a person, and you have a community that helps you grow spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, I guess. But what I love about it is that you get to have close relationships with the people around you, not just students, but teachers as well. I have a lot of teachers that I've had here at Jessup that I'm close to, and people who have spoken to me and encouraged me in my walk with God and in the gifts that He's given me. And I feel blessed to be able to have that opportunity to be able to ask a teacher a question about anything. And so being close to the staff and faculty here is a blessing, and even to those around me as well. Sorry, that first time there's somebody walking, so it feels so awkward. Which classroom smells the best? Which classroom? I mean, they all smell the same, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, I don't pay attention to those kind of things. We have 3 different meal plans. Well, 4 if you count the commuters. So commuters, they have, I think it's 10 meals per semester that they're able to eat in the cafeteria. I think it's just because if you're commuting, like, you bring food from home anyways. But other than the commuter meal plan, we have 3 other plans. So we have the 19 meals a week plan, which is for Sunday through Saturday. So Monday through Friday, you get 3 meals a day. Saturday and Sunday, you get 2 meals a day, brunch and dinner. And then we have the 15 meals per week plan, which is the same thing. And so the only difference between that, the 15 meal per week plan versus the 19 meals per week, is just that you have a little less. You might like one day skip dinner, or one day skip breakfast or something like that. So that's kind of like you get to decide like how you want to use those 15 meals per week. So there's that, and then the last one is the 40 block meal plan, which is technically for people who live in the apartments. And so if you live in the apartments, you have your own stove, you have your own microwave, oven, you have all these different appliances that you can use to make your own food. And so that's what the 40 meal block plan is. I'm not sure if I said that right, but anyways, the 40 meals per semester, that's per semester, I'm sorry. 40 meals per semester, and so you have to kind of space that out. So there's that option. That's what I have right now because I live in the apartments. And so, if you do live in the apartments, you can choose whatever meal plan you want. I've known people who live in the block, we call it the block, the apartments. I know people who live there who have chosen to take a 15 meal per week plan or 19 meals per week if they choose to not cook in their own apartment. So on your student portal or on housing, you can actually choose which meal plan you want. So yeah. Okay, different options. So let's say that you aren't able to sit in the cafeteria and have a meal because you have classes back to back, which I've experienced that. So we actually do have the Shack, which is kind of like the Starbucks of Jessup. It's a little coffee shop. It's super cute, and it has all these different snacks and drinks and everything. And if you can't sit down at the cafeteria and get a meal in the cafeteria, then you can go to the Shack and get a meal exchange. And so you just scan your card and say, I want a meal exchange, and then you can just take a meal and just go. So that's the cool thing about that option, with having that instead of having to worry about when you're going to eat next. So that same person was walking by me. I feel so awkward. So printing in the library is not free of charge, although it does go to your tuition. So every student gets $25 of, I guess, printing money, And so whenever you're in the library and you log in on your student account and you print something there, you have $25 on there. It's like in the corner, it'll show you too how much money you have left. And so I think it's 10 cents per page. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 10 cents per page. But anyways, you have that $25 there, and so that's included in your tuition. And so it is not free of charge, unfortunately. I can't talk today. So we do have computers in the library that you can use if your laptop doesn't work. We also have an IT office, and so you can actually get your laptop checked there or get it fixed there, and they can do some maintenance. Yeah, so if you guys don't know where the IT office is, it's by the commons area. It's kind of hidden in a little corner. I don't know, they need to put like a sign there or something, a bigger sign. Like there is a plaque that says like IT, but they need a bigger sign, like here is the IT office. I don't know. But yeah, you can get your computer fixed there. I got mine fixed there one time when my computer was acting whack. So yeah, so there's that option as well. Okay, next question. Is the weight room available only to student athletes? So the weight room is not only available to student athletes, it is also available to all students. So I personally use the weight room a lot. I used it a lot, or I've been using it for the past 2 years. And so I started using it sophomore year. And so it has pretty much everything. So they have treadmills, they have an elliptical, they have a Stairmaster, they have all these weights, squat racks, all these different machines, dumbbells, free weights. So there's, so there's a lot. It's not that big of a space, but they do have a ton of equipment. So if you're not able to get a gym membership outside of Jessup, if you don't have a car, you can use the weight room if you want to. I've used it since my sophomore year, and I love it. I love working out. And well, just recently I have a crump. Wow, I really can't talk today for some reason. It's 8:30 in the morning, but I do have a crunch membership, and I used to get rides from people to the gym. But now that I have my own car, I can go to the gym. And so you can have that option of having a crunch membership, because sometimes the weight room here is open at nights, but sometimes they're closed for a specific time. And so their hours are a little not set, I guess, in stone. And so it's just different because students work in the weight room, and so they make sure just doing supervision stuff, I guess. And so we actually don't know if the weight room is going to be available to students this year, unfortunately. So I'm really hoping that it does, because I really like the weight room here. But there's just some things that the athletics department and student life is figuring out, and so hopefully we'll be able to update you guys with how that will work out, if the weight room is still going to be available to non-student athletes. If you have a class that it shows where it's full, so it'll have like the numbers. Let's say there's 30 students in a class. Sometimes it'll say 30 out of 30, which means that it is full. And if you need that class, like you desperately need that class, you can email the teacher who is going to teach that class, and even email registrar and ask if you can just be added into that class. But usually what we do is we just email the teacher. We say, this is my situation, I really need this class, and I would like to take it. I would like to be a part of this class. Would you please accept me as an exception? And sometimes they'll say no, sometimes they'll say yes. I think just a little tip about that is make sure you plan your semester accordingly and you register on time. So because we try to utilize our housing the best that we can, we usually don't have someone who wants to request a room alone. I've never heard of any cases where students request to have a room alone. Usually you're just put into a room with whoever you want as your roommate. If you choose your roommate beforehand, or whether you choose your roommate beforehand or if you just get put at random. I was put at random my freshman year, which, I mean, it turned out great. Like, I loved my roommate freshman year. And so it doesn't really happen a lot where you get a room alone. The only cases that I know of people who have had a room alone are when if you're put in a double, so if you're put in a 2-person room, and let's say the person transfers out or chooses to drop out or just choose to move away. There are some people who, if their roommate moves away or moves to a different wing or decides to live off campus, then that person is alone. They do have their own room, and so, but in reality, you can't really choose your own room by yourself here on campus. So yeah, so that's all the questions for today. I hope you guys got some answers to your questions. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I will leave the admissions email and all the necessary emails in the description box below. And I am excited for this new semester to start. For those of you guys who are incoming students, incoming freshmen or transfer students, please don't hesitate to say hi to me. If you see me on campus or if you see me for orientation weekend, I will most definitely be there. I'm the campus life intern this year, and I'm so excited because that means I get to plan all of the experiences that incoming students have. Especially, I'm hoping that everything goes kind of back to normal so that we can do Mr. Warrior, Nation Ball, we can do the dance, so that I can help plan those things and make it a great experience for you guys. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask because I love talking to you guys. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.